if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon, happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst show. Hey, it's the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. I'm your coach and host, Dr. Ernst. Today, here to inspire you to getting your energy back. Did you know that chronic fatigue is literally on most people's minds? I mean, it's the number one complaint that I hear from patients that come into our office. Oh, Dr. Ernst, if I could just have more energy. So I'd like to ask this question today. Why are we so tired? And is it sleep, food, exercise, all the stuff we've been told, or is it something else? And I think you know with the type of show we host, it is that something else. We're going to talk today about the real reason why so many of us are literally falling asleep behind the wheel, napping out at 2 to 4 o'clock. We can't seem to wake up with a ton of zest, and by 8, 9:30, we're so tired. We're like, I'm clocking out, I'm going to bed to try to recover my energy with 9 to 10 hours of sleep, and it doesn't work that way. You can't sleep yourself back into energy when you have these root causes of major forms of fatigue. Now again, listen, it's a big business today. Energy drinks are literally $1 billion industry right now. And you've got celebrities and rock stars coming up with their own energy drinks, if you know what I'm talking about. If you follow social media and you agree, The Rock has come out with this new energy drink. And all these celebrities have these energy drinks and energy balls and energy bites and energy drinks. And we already said that, but you get the idea. Like, you can't drink your energy back with energy drinks. You can't really even eat it back. Now, there is truth. When you clean your diet out, and you go more plant-based, and you focus on clean water instead of drinking other beverages, you will see a rise in your energy. But I'm talking about outrageous 7,000 volts, so much energy that you're up at 4 a.m. and you're going, I can't sleep at night. How do we get out of this energy crisis? Look, fatigue is a big issue. 40% of Americans say they're tired. And I don't think it comes as a surprise. Listen to this. According to this, site that I went to, 70% of the caloric intake of Americans is flour, sugar, industrialized plant oils, alcohol, and dairy. Let that sink in for a second. 70% of the fuel the average American puts in their body is flour, sugar, plant oils, alcohol, and dairy products. Most Americans are sleeping less than 6 hours a day. And according to the American Institute of Stress, 77% of people who regularly exercise still say they're tired all the time. So what is this issue with fatigue? Why are we so tired? We're going to break that down today. And it's not just weak. It's literally no energy. It's the inability to lose weight. It's the inability to live life with zest. Some people describe it as weakness in their chest, or shortness of their breath, or muscle weakness, pain, aches, etc., right? While it's normal occasionally to be tired, if you just pulled a massive marathon, or you've been doing yard work since 6 a.m. and you were cutting a tree down by hand, you're going to be tired because of that. But I'm talking the fatigue every day. The constant, I got to get out of bed. I'm still so tired, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've already missed my, you know what I'm talking about here. The main causes of fatigue, according to conventional, traditional thought, is, again, poor diet, not enough sleep, lack of proper stress release, and you're not exercising. But that is so far from the truth, it's not even funny. There are plenty of vegans who sleep 10 hours a day, that work out 5 days a week, that are still tired all the time. And there's plenty of people who have a bad diet, they sleep only 4 hours a day, and they never work out, and they have tons of energy. So I'm here to tell you, energy is a reference to how healthy you are. So think about this. When you're sick with a flu or any sort of a communicable condition, right? You caught something, supposedly. They say we catch a cold, but we'll talk about that later. Aren't you tired when you're sick? Aren't you sort of cranky and moody and irritable, and you don't really want to eat, you just want to sleep all day so you can rest and heal? So think about it like this. What if I was to tell you that chronic low-grade infections are the number one cause for massive amounts of fatigue? Listen, we had this webinar today where I talked about how heart disease is caused by inflammation induced by blood sugar, insulin, and cortisol. It's actually a hormone issue. They're now calling it cardiometabolic disease. So the blood pressure, the cholesterol, the triglycerides, etc., that's a metabolic condition because you're fatigued, you're weak in your metabolism, and you can't be energetic because you don't produce energy at a cellular level. Listen, if you missed that webinar, this is your chance right now. You can get the free ebook. This is the last day I'm giving this ebook away for free. This is my Heart Health ebook. It's 30 pages long, everything you need about how to get heart energy, how to get blood energy, how to have more energy. And if you missed the webinar, man alive, over 400 people online this morning. But I'm going to give you a free opportunity for the next 24 hours. So it's today. Well, let's do 48. How about that? 48 hours all the way through to Monday. You can watch that webinar for free. But you got to text in with your name and your information so we can connect you to the replay. So if you want the free ebook, 704-906-2094. If you want to watch the webinar that we did today, even though you missed the live, I've got the replay. It has everything you need. 704-906-2094. But fatigue is a systemic issue, and the number one robber of your energy isn't that you didn't have your coffee this morning, or you didn't drink the newest energy drink, or that you didn't work out last week. It's literally, ready for this, you have a chronic infection that you haven't dealt with. Several studies have found that people who complain about tremendous amounts of fatigue have consistent blood work of that mirroring a chronic infection. What does that look like? Well, you have different types of white blood cells. Neutrophils kill bacteria. Lymphocytes kill viruses. Monocytes go after chronic infections. So if there's a subtle elevation in your monocytes, we start thinking chronic infection. Eosinophils go after parasites, and basophils go after cancer. So we can do a simple blood test, measure the amount of your white blood cells, and find out if you have a chronic infection. Some of the issues with chronic infections is it elevates specific white blood cell counts, and we can go deeper and look at your T cells because there's two subsets, CD4 and CD8. And based upon the numbers of these T cells you have, you can find out if your fatigue is caused by a chronic infection. Now listen, usually these infections are either viral or bacterial. And I have seen, as of late, some of the most common chronic viral infections are Epstein-Barr virus and the human herpes virus. You know, this is the cold sores and the warts and bumps and stuff like that. But Epstein-Barr virus is literally found in 80% of people with chronic fatigue disease. So chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgias, fibromyalgias, you run an Epstein-Barr virus panel on these people, you've got an 80% chance they come back infected with a virus that has no outward expressions of a disease. They're not feverish, they're not chilly, they're not sweating, they don't have a headache. They can perform day-to-day functions with tremendous amounts of fatigue and malaise. Human herpes virus. Look, nobody likes to talk about it, right? Like, let's just be honest, all right? It doesn't sound very appetizing. Oh, I think I have herpes. Okay, well, just so you know, pretty much everybody has herpes. If you've ever had a cold sore on your mouth, you have herpes. If you ever had a wart downstairs, you have herpes. All right, herpes is basically in everyone. And it is a causal factor in tremendous amounts of fatigue disorders, including, watch this, autoimmune diseases like eczema, psoriasis, Sjogren's, lupus, and even rheumatoid arthritis. Someone comes into my office, Dr. Ernst, need help with rheumatoid arthritis. My mind is instantly thinking, yeah, you may have a chronic HHV infection you never dealt with. Somebody comes in with adrenal fatigue disorders, thyroid disorders, heart issues. We start leaning towards a chronic Epstein-Barr virus infection. Why? The research is 1000% evident. The important thing to note is that 95% of the population in the United States, if tested, would fail an Epstein-Barr, bacterial, SIBO, dysbiotic, or an HHV screening. So think about it this way. There is a high likelihood that you have a ton of viruses inside of you. The question is it engaging your fatigue? And how you find out is by looking at your lab work. If your monocytes are north of 0.5, you have a chronic viral infection or a chronic bacterial infection. If you have eosinophils, we're thinking parasitics. That's things like mold and yeast and, SIBO, even Lyme's disease. If the basophils are high, then my God, we're thinking like there's a growth that could be possible of a cancer. So just know, number one, why are you so tired all the time? An undiagnosed chronic viral infection that you need to address. You got to boost your immunity. You got to possibly take some natural antivirals. You need to seek a holistic health practitioner because watch this. How many antibiotics does the medical profession have to prescribe against a bacteria? God, there's hundreds. Now here we go. How many antivirals are there? Like 6, 7, 10 maybe tops. How come we have hundreds of antibacterials and only a handful of antivirals? Partly because there's a conspiracy where they don't want you to know that viruses cause 90% of people's health issues. And if you got rid of the viruses in your body, you would be insanely healthy and filled with energy. Okay, number 2. This is a big one. Biotoxin illness. And here's what I mean by that. Anything that's living that secretes a toxin, bacteria can do this, mold can do this, Lyme can do this. Biotoxins can produce an infection where the actual agent itself, the infectious agent, secretes a toxin that can suck the life out of you. For example, mold is a big issue for a lot of people, not just because if you're a local listener, we're here in the Carolina area, but mycotoxins can literally shut down energy dependent upon if you can detox them efficiently or not. Some people are MTHFR genetically mutated. They physically can't get rid of mold toxins. They go outside on a post-rainy day and they breathe the air in and they've got a headache for a week and they're tired all the time. Okay, then you have people who are not MTHFR mutated. They can literally clean crawl spaces for a living, mold all over the place, inhale it all, and they get a little sinusy congested, but then the next day it's done. Bacterial toxins are a big issue. So you can have a SIBO or a dysbiosis where those bacteria are secreting toxins. One famous toxin from your gut that we talked about today, it's in the ebook. You got to download this. Watch this. If you have dysbiosis, the bacteria can sometimes secrete a molecule called TMAO that can cause heart disease. So this toxin creates atherosclerosis and plaque and causes heart disease. Now, your medical professionals will say, well, your diet's a little too far off and your cholesterol's high. That's why you had a heart attack. What if it was a biotoxin illness? And by the way, people with heart disease tend to be what? Tired. So they're chronically fatigued. Biotoxins are not always a problem for every person because, again, if you can identify and tag the toxin efficiently, you'll have it for a day or two and you'll be fine. But there are tremendous amounts of people that have a mutation, a particular set of HLA-DR genetic mutations where they physically can't detox biotoxins, so they are severely inflamed and tired. This is known, according to Dr. Richie Schumacher, as the chronic inflammatory response syndrome, or CIRS. And there are a lot of people being diagnosed as being, well, I have CIRS. I guess I'm just chronically inflamed and it's my response to mold or to biotoxins. Well, we're learning today the issue is really impaired methylation. Now, look, I do realize that this show is a little bit intense in regards to its medical terminology, but you wanted the real answer. Dr. Ernst, why am I so tired? Is it because I'm not drinking, The Rock's newest Rockstar drink? No. Is it because, I haven't been to the gym in 30 days? No. Is it because I'm not getting enough sleep? Well, not possibly, but your chronic fatigue? No. Why am I so tired all the time? You have a chronic infection of either bacterial or viral source. You may be biotoxic, where you can't detox the toxins from mold and yeast and bacteria, or your methylation, which is the ability for you to get rid of toxins, your liver's detox process, is impaired. Now, this is huge, guys. I could do an entire show on methylation. Very rarely do you hear the classic physicians discuss this. Methylation is a complex biological process, and rather than going into the specifics of the whole chemistry, I want to connect the dots on why a methylation issue causes chronic fatigue. Okay, number one, methylation is required for you to produce CoQ10 and carnitine, which are absolutely essential for the mitochondria, the batteries in your body, to make energy. So if you can't methylate, you don't make the CoQ10, you don't make the carnitine, therefore you don't make energy. Methylation also regulates your genetic expression. It turns on certain genes. So in order for us to make neurotransmitters, serotonin, epinephrine, dopamine, to feel good, we need that. In order for it to make enzymes or hormones, estrogen, testosterone, etc., you can't make new products unless you methylate properly. Methylation, again, I mentioned, it is strongly connected with your detoxification. And what we do know is the more toxic you are, the more tired you are because your body is spending all of its energy to try to get rid of toxins. We know that methylation is responsible for the formation of something called folate metabolism. And you need this in order to make new DNA and new RNA. So again, if you're not methylating, your genes are getting oxidized. They're breaking down. You don't produce as efficient proteins and hormones and other molecules needed to produce energy in the body. And lastly, listen to this. Methylation is directly connected to your immune system. When you have a weak immune system, you tend to get sick. And the sickness brings the energy issues because you're fighting the infection, thus the loop back. Number one source of chronic fatigue in people is a chronic viral infection. Number two, it's either virus or bacteria. A simple blood test can show that. Number three, it could be a biotoxin, mold or a parasite or a yeast where the living organism is secreting a toxin and you can't get rid of it because you have impaired methylation. So do you see how this is way more complicated than, well, I just need more coffee, or I should just take another energy drink, or let me, choose some caffeine tablets. I mean, listen, I have heard it all. All of us want our energy back, but sadly, most of us aren't willing to investigate what's causing it. So this show should set you free. It is a 90% likelihood you have a chronic infection, either bacterial or viral sourced. You more than likely are biotoxic, mold, parasites, or yeast, and those toxins are not coming out of you because your methylation is deficient. So what do we do as functional physicians? It's simple, guys. We test, we discover the infection, we find its cause, we give you natural anti-whatevers, antiparasitic, antiviral, antibacterial, and we find out if your methylation is defective, and we support it with the enzymes and the nutrients you need to clean yourself out. Guess what percentage of people that see us fail these tests? 90 to 95%. So if you're listening right now and you're like, well, I'm tired of being tired. I want my energy back. I'd like to figure out how to do this. I'm going to offer you several things. Number one, I know it's going to sound weird, but you need to download the Heart Disease Heal Thyself ebook. What does my heart have to do with my energy? Well, let's see. It pumps all of the cells around your body, and it is an electrical organ. It pushes fluids everywhere, and you can't physically feed your body without proper heart function. Number two, inside this ebook is your electrical system, your nerve tissues, and how they regulate your energy. It has the diets that talk about how to rebuild your energy from within. But most importantly, you're going to need to get checked. You're going to need to find out if your chronic fatigue issue is an infection. So does that require some testing? Yes. Does it require some therapy? Possibly. But I'm giving you a free offer right now. Head over to askdrernst.com. If you go down to the middle page, you'll see a free consultation. You can connect with myself or any of the doctors in our clinic. We'll do a phone call directly with you, and we're going to find out, all right, what's going on? How long has this been happening? Describe your symptoms. Let's see if it sounds viral or if it sounds bacterial. We can tell based upon symptomatology. And listen, if you've had a standard medical test recently, here's the free offer. If you've had a standard medical test, find the neutrophil, lymphocyte, basophil, eosinophil breakdown. It's in there somewhere. It's going to say lymph, EOS, BAS. Look for the eosinophil, basophil, neutrophils. Type those numbers into the request when you do the free consult, and we'll find out an analysis for free of your labs. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. When we come back, the steps to build your energy back fast. Now that you know it's an infection, what are some things we can do to get rid of it right now? How could we test ourselves right now to see if we have an issue with energy? And listen, if you missed the webinar today, it was outrageous. Hundreds of people online. We talked about blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, etc. I've got a free ebook, Heart Disease Heal Thyself. I've got the webinar replay. You just need to call or text 704-906-2094. It has to be this, guys. First name, last name, email, send. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Last week, it was like 14 people. Ebook, send. What a name and phone number, guys. So again, 704-906-2094. Call now, text now, and again, name and email. You get the ebook, you get the replay, and if you want the free consultation, it's askdrernst.com. Scroll down to the section that says free consult. Click it, pick your date and time, and one of our doctors will call you directly. Don't go away. We'll be right back. The best is yet to come. Energy. So much you could give it away. We'll be right back.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Hi, my name is Gary Greenfield with Greenfield Water Solutions, and I want to introduce you to our newest product, the MR500. It's a whole house structured water filter system. It's set up in an all stainless steel multi-round filter housing. It features inlet and outlet for the water, a bleeder valve for when you're changing out the filters to reduce pressure, and to remove the top for access to the filters. We simply open up the clamp, remove the top, and this plate here holds all the filters in place. Simple to remove. It comes out, and you can see what we have on the inside here. It's 5 Aquamedics filters and a vortexing tube and a harmonizer. That's the whole system. This is designed to filter 5 gallons per minute, and all of the contaminants that it does remove are listed on the website, which is a very broad array of contaminants. These are the highest rated filters that I know of on the market that are filter cartridges. They can be changed out yearly. And of course, the process is very simple. You won't have to hire a plumber to do a change out. And the filters are available from Greenfield Water Solutions. And if you want to know more about this, you can read about it on the product page or give us a call. Thanks for watching. That's it for now from Greenfield Water Solutions.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celliant Sleep Recovery. Our Celliant Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Salient technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Salient infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Salient. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Salient has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Salient sleep recovery products today. Salient. Recycle your body's energy.
To bring you the best natural wine the world has to offer, we've designed a fully curated membership program. Every selection you receive is different and unique. Every wine is picked by our wine team, lab tested for purity, and curated into a special box for your enjoyment. So how does the membership work? We offer 2 main options, a half case of 6 bottles or a full case of 12. You can request all reds, all whites, or a perfect split of both. Then, you can set the frequency, monthly or every other month. We offer a similar simple membership for rosé and sparkling wines. After you choose these basic options, we'll do the rest. With every box we send you, we aim to present the greatest diversity of flavors, textures, and profiles. There's a healthy mix of the classics, but also rare varietals. We do this because natural wines taste different from their commercial counterparts. We want to share the best possible experience with you, so you can discover new wines you love. And you can always reorder a wine that took your heart, or ask us to avoid certain profiles. The best part is, you don't need any wine knowledge to fully enjoy these boxes. We curate our selections to be enjoyed without worry. Ultimately, this is Dry Farm Wines. We are so grateful to be able to share the power of natural wines with you.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. We're having a conversation today about energy and how so many of us don't have any energy. And in fact, we're searching for it everywhere. Between the foods we eat and the workouts we do and the medications we take and the supplements we take to the drinks we drink, energy is a big deal. According to some of the statistics I found, 40% of U.S. employees say they're so tired it's affecting their work. 70% of Americans say that at one point in their day, they felt more tired and wished they had more energy. According to the American Institute of Stress, 77% of people say that they regularly exercise, but yet still feel tired all the time. And that's a challenge, is it not? We discussed that fatigue has been told to you in a perspective of a small lie. You can't eat your energy back. But Dr. Ernst, doesn't my energy come from the foods that I eat? Well, yes, but you can't eat energy back into your body. It's not like you're going to say, well, I'm going to eat so much food that I get more energy. It doesn't work that way. Now, the food you eat determines the amount of energy you need to digest it. So let me give you an example. If you ate a pound of carrots or you ate a pound of some processed food hamburger, which one's going to take more energy to digest? Hopefully you answered the processed hamburger, because you got to take it all apart. There's 500 ingredients. You've got all this different stuff. You got the flour, you got the oils, you got the sugars, you got the proteins, you got the fats. Your body's like, what is this? And it takes energy to rip it all apart into the core nutrients, fats, proteins, and carbs. Now, a carrot, on the other hand, first of all, it's naturally found in nature. So your body's a little bit more like, oh, hey, it's a carrot. It doesn't go, what the heck is that? So first, there's no energy in identifying it. Number two, it's really straightforward. There's not a lot of fat in a carrot. There's not a lot of protein. It's a lot of carbohydrates and fibers. So your body is just going, and it doesn't take very long. Pound of carrots, not very long. Not a lot of energy expenditure, so you feel more energized. Pound of a hamburger, long time. Lots of different things. Very little fiber, lots of fat, lots of processed foods, lots of oils that are hydrogenated, etc. So you get the idea. The more processed your foods, the longer it takes to break them down into the individual components, fat, protein, carbs, fibers, etc. And get this, the more energy it requires for you to digest it. Why do so many people say, well, I did a juice fast and I had tons of energy? Because you ate no solid food, so you're only living off liquid nutrients. That's brilliant. Your energy will go up, but it's not sustainable for life. You're going to have to start eating solid foods at some point. Why then are we so tired? Is it lack of exercise? There's a lot of CrossFitters and Orange Theoryers and all the burn boot campers who are still tired. And they think it's because they're not working out enough. And so what do? They beat themselves up. They go to the gym. They hop on these treadmills like slaves. And they say, it's just not working. All right. And then usually they gain weight. They get frustrated and they're upset. Then you have the soccer moms and the moms out there who are just pushing through everything, right? My son has this, my daughter has that. We've got this lesson and that show and this event and that camp, and they're just, yeah. And they'll say they're tired because they had a busy day. And then listen, that is a busy day. But I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't be tired from that. You should be energized. You should be vibrant and full of it. Life. That's what we want for you guys. So why then are all the moms struggling to take their kids to all their practices and all their events? Why are the working class male and females literally snoozing off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Why are so many of our gym rats literally tired all the time? It's because you don't understand. You don't get your energy from the outside. It comes from within. You don't plug in every night, do you? Like your computer or your phone. I mean, look, if this thing goes low battery, I know how to fix it. I plug it in, I wait about 45 minutes, and I've got a full charge, full energy. Wouldn't it be great if we could plug ourselves in? Oh, I'm at like 10%, and I'm just, somebody grab this charge cable. Like, wouldn't that be great? Okay, but watch this. You're supposed to have energy all the time. You literally produce energy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have these cells inside of your body called mitochondria. Fancy term for a battery, but it's a chemical battery, guys. It takes electricity, it takes water, it takes oxygen, and it produces something called ATP, cellular energy. But if you're infected chronically, if you have biotoxins where the toxin's interfering with the mitochondria, or you have a methylation defect, which a lot of people have, you will not have very efficient mitochondria. So what is the main issue here? Your battery, the powerhouse, the cell of your cells, needs to take the nutrients that you eat and break them down and turn them into this adenosine triphosphate, ATP. It is fundamental that that happens for you to have energy. In addition, they also do a bunch of stuff. They produce enzymes, they have metabolites that they synthesize, and they convert into other components. You essentially can't live without your mitochondria. Because of all the roles they have, mitochondrial disease can literally spread to every area of your body. Meaning you could have degradation of your neurological tissues, you could have breakdown of organ systems, you might have blood sugar stabilization problems, diabetes, blood pressure issues, heart disease. hormonal imbalances, adrenal fatigue, and cancers, and all these kind of things. Mitochondria doesn't just affect your energy, but like I said, they are connected to the ability for you to have a strong immune response. For many years, medicine thought mitochondrial diseases were only genetic. Like, for example, if you were born and you had some sort of defect and you had an autoimmune disease, or you had some sort of chronic condition, a cancer at 2 years old, they would say, oh yeah, that's because your mitochondria are genetically defective. But today, we know that your mitochondria are actually efficient or not. And we have tests. Watch this. We can collect a little bit of your urine in the morning, and we can actually measure your mitochondrial strength. So if you're someone who's chronically tired, if you wake up and you feel like I need a gallon of coffee just to get going, or you go like, my lunch doesn't work unless I have that Rockstar, Monster, Zorba, whatever these energy drinks are, you're pouring chemically induced energy into your body. Short-lived, you'll feel it, but you're not getting that chronic sort of like elevated lift that you're looking for. Sustainable, consistent energy. So how do we do this? Okay, well, number one, you have to understand that energy is a reflection of your health. If you're healthy, you're energized. If you're unhealthy, you're sick and tired. That's why they say, I'm sick and tired. They don't just say, I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm fatigued, okay? Many of our health conditions precede the energy drop. So what does that mean? Well, we'll usually be okay energetically. Then we start to get sick, and then our energy drops. So watch this. You might have an inflammatory disorder, metabolic syndrome, some sort of an arthritis, and be okay now. But if you don't fix the underlying health issue, your energy drops because it's a chronic pull against your system. So if we were to start looking at how could we boost our health, rather than how do we boost our energy, this is the secret, guys. No more drinks and coffees and caffeines. Shift the focus to getting well, boosting your immune system, getting rid of the chronic viral infections, helping your body to detox. So one of the first things I want to discuss in a step for you to do this is you need to get the information that we've typed out. Now, does this say heart disease, heal thyself? Yes. This was our webinar today at 10 a.m. And in this ebook is basically everything you need to fix your heart. And guess what happens to your energy, guys? Through the roof. Oh, Dr. Ernst, I don't have heart disease. Why do I need that? Well, you probably do have heart disease. If you were on the webinar today, only 7% of Americans pass a cardiometabolic screening. Listen up, you got a 93% chance you have heart disease right now. Well, Dr. Ernst, I don't take any medications and my physician says my heart's healthy. They're wrong and you've been lied to. Trust me, if you're tired and fatigued, something's going on with your heart. If you're tired and fatigued, something's going on with your hormones. If you're tired and fatigued, you're out of balance. This book does talk about it from the heart perspective, but guess what? In the back are all the nutrients, all the diets, all the secret foods to fix your heart. And what happens? Your energy comes back because we're health-oriented, not energy-oriented. Well, Dr. Ernst, I'm so tired. I don't even know what I can do. What am I supposed to do? Download the ebook, but it says heart disease. I understand. Remember, health first, then energy second. Well, Dr. Ernst, I have a thyroid problem. Should I download your thyroid ebook? Yes. How do we do this? 704-906-2094. Text your name and your email. You instantly get the heart disease ebook. You get access to the replay of our event today. 400 people online and you missed it. But no, you didn't. You can watch it today. And if you have a condition like diabetes, thyroid, or heart disease, put that phrase in your text. We'll send you the ebook that correlates to your condition. And how do you get your energy back? You get healthy first. Do you guys get that? Okay, look, I see the texture coming in, and a lot of you are doing this perfect. Okay, but see, there's like 2 right there. Raymond, that's perfect, okay? Raymond, and it says wants the ebook. Yeah, but there's no last name and there's no email. So guys, remember, first, last name, email, what you have going on, send. My team will send you the ebooks correlated to those, and you get also the access to the replay. So how do we get our energy back? Focus on your health first, and then your energy comes back. How do we lose weight? Focus on your health first, and your weight will fall off. How do we get your pain to go away? Focus on your health, and your pain will clear out. You guys see this? Health first, results second. Well, I want my energy now. Well, you're going to have to pay attention to us and start this process now. No, Dr. Ernst, tomorrow I need a ton of energy. Well, I hate to say it, it doesn't work that way. Okay, ready? It can come back in like a week or two. If you want your energy by tomorrow, all you do is fast on either bone broth or vegetable juice, and guess what happens? Whoosh, energy back, because you're no longer digesting all that crud you guys put in your stomach. Dietary imbalances and nutritional deficiencies are another major reason why you're tired. Did you know that caffeine gives yourself a false sense of energy? It's a lift that dies. I'm sure you've heard of the sugar crash, but there's actually a caffeine crash. And just a tiny bit of caffeine here or there, no problem. Listen, I have a cup of coffee in the morning, not because I need it for my energy, but because of the health benefits you get from the coffee. Again, I'm health oriented, and I have a ton of energy because of that. Be careful about using energy drinks. I'm not going to say their names, but guys, these things have a lot of caffeine, they have a lot of sugar, and they got a lot of B vitamins. And you know what is the number one destroyer of your heart health? Chemically induced energy. It would be like putting some sort of a battery jump starter on your arms and your legs and running that current through your heart. Oh yeah, you'll have a lot of energy, but you're going to destroy your organs in the process. Some people, when they feel really tired, think they need to eat. But don't get caught in the lie that fatigue means you're ready to eat. If anything, it means you don't need to eat. Because again, the food you eat sucks the energy out of you to digest it. Don't think that a sugary beverage drink or some sort of sugary snack is going to lift your energy. Yes, you might have this temporary rush from the sugar, but you all know that the crash afterwards will only compound your tiredness because it metabolically sucks nutrients. Sugar is an anti-nutrient. What does that mean? It destroys energy and nutrients in your body. It causes you to be depleted of the very things you need. So what do we want to do instead? Well, it's simple. Eat a healthy, fatty meal. Fats give you energy when your mitochondria are working. So fat is 9 kilocalories per gram. It's the amount of energy, whereas carbohydrates and proteins are only 4. So fats are 2.1 times more energetic. And you all run away from fat because you think it'll make you fat. See, you can't eat yourself into energy. We can also focus on the fact that many of you are just deficient in your vitamins and minerals. Okay, in order for you to pull sugar into the cell to have it to make it for your mitochondria, you need chromium and vanadium. You can't open the sugar receptor without them. So look, if you're chromium or vanadium deficient, you're going to be tired. Just outright. You need selenium to make thyroid hormones, which gives you a tremendous amount of energy, but you have to convert the thyroid hormone in your liver, and you need certain phase 1 and phase 2 processes to do that. B vitamins, CoQ10, carnitine. So if you're deficient in minerals or nutrients, you're going to be tired. So let's do a little summary real quick. Why am I tired all the time? Well, it's because you think energy comes from the outside and you're not doing anything to address it from your health perspective. Number 2, chronic viral and bacterial infections. Hands down, the number one reason why you're tired all the time. How do you find out if you're chronically, bacterially, or virally infected? Well, number 1, you just look at your labs. Most of you have had a standard annual physical, but you didn't know there's a secret in those labs. Dig through them and find neutrophils, lymphocytes, eosinophils, and basophils. It's part of what's called a differential. They broke down your white blood cells. Now, they all might say normal, but that's the medical definition of a disease if they're abnormal. But there is a shift that can take place. We can see a subtle rise in monocytes, chronic infection, We can see a subtle rise in eosinophils, parasitic infection. We can see a large spread between your neutrophils, bacterial and lymphocytes, bacterial infection, or we can see a spread of an elevation of your lymphocytes compared to your neutrophils, viral infection. So I'm offering that for free. If you have your current medical labs and you can dig down and find your neutrophil breakdown, go to my website, askdrernst.com. Scroll about halfway down, you'll see it says free consultation. Click it. It's going to take you to a page where you pick the time you want me to call you. And in the box where it says, what do you want to talk about? You're going to go like this: neutrophils 7, lymphocytes 2, monocytes 0.9, basophils 0, eosinophils 0. I'm going to be able to tell you what's going on and why your energy is being destroyed. It's a confidential conversation. It's a 15-minute consult. And how much is that? Not a cost. Okay, look, 15 minutes with most doctors is what, $75, $80? You get that for free. You can also text right now your name and your email. This ebook is about heart disease because that was our webinar today. But remember, you fix your heart, your energy comes back. You fix your thyroid, your energy comes back. You fix your blood sugars, your energy comes back. We have ebooks that are free for you. Name and email texted to 704-906-2094 with the condition, do you want the heart, the thyroid, or the diabetes? And bam, you get the ebooks. Okay, now listen, certain medications, I got to talk about this, can affect your energy. So sometimes it's not your fault. Well, it is still because you're taking the medication, but it's a reaction to the meds. The most common medications that suck the life out of you are blood pressure pills, statins, diuretics, antidepressants. You want to talk about, you might as well just plug yourself into the wall every day to try to recover from that. Antidepressants suck the life out of your brain. Antibiotics, proton pump inhibitors. Those are your acid blockers, right? Your reflux pills. And antihistamines. So, if you're taking an allergy medication, you always hear the side effect, don't drive a car, don't operate heavy machinery because you might fall asleep and run over someone. Okay, so we know this is a problem. Now, I've got 3 minutes left and I've got almost 2 pages of notes, so I got to talk to you about something. Heavy metal toxicity, number one side effect of having too much aluminum, lead, or mercury in your body is fatigue. And we spent a ton of time on the webinar today about this. Okay, I don't have enough time, but you can watch the webinar for free. It's about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and it's going to go through heavy metals, pesticides, glyphosate, its connection to heart disease, but most importantly to energy. And that is just a simple phone call, guys, 704-906-2094. Anyone that texts in gets the replay of the Heart Disease Summit. Anyone that texts in and says first name, last name, thyroid ebook goes to you with all the answers you need. Last name, first name, email, diabetes, there goes the ebook on diabetes. Last name, first name, blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, here comes your ebook. All right, I'm giving stuff away for free simply because you deserve it. You deserve to have your energy. You deserve to be healthy, and no one else is doing this. I don't think you understand how important this is. When's the last time you went to your doctor and they said, well, the reason you're tired is because it could be one of these 5 things. Let's investigate and find out. No, they'll usually blame it on, well, you're getting older and, it's part of life. And we have a pill for that if you want. And, sorry if I'm making fun of the average medical doctor, but listen, guys, it's the truth. You all know this, right? How many countless amounts of patients come to me frustrated that their doctors just push pills down their throat. I had someone text me the other day, their cholesterol numbers, and their doctor's like, let me know when you're ready to start the medications. It's like that. Do you understand this? Let me know when you're ready to start the meds. That's the only thing they offer. So you can fix this. The conventional medical system is not set up to solve chronic fatigue. It's based on disease management, it's based on prescriptions, and it's based on pushing your symptoms down under the rug. They'll never identify the underlying root cause. That is where functional medicine, holistic therapies, chiropractic, physiotherapies, detoxification, chelation, nutritional coaching come in hand. And what do we do here at Ask Dr. Ernst? All of that. So if you'd like more information, visit askdrernst.com. You can peruse around the website all you want. You can even type in fatigue and find hundreds of articles. But better yet, halfway down on the main page, request a consultation. Put in your numbers, neutrophil, lymphocyte, eosinophil, basophils, etc. I'll let you know what I see for free. The consult is 100% confidential and no obligation. But yet, a lot of people say, what do I need to do? How do I get healthy? Well, download your ebooks. Call us right now, 704-906-2094. Or again, text your name and your email and what you want help with. We have ebooks, we have guides, we have everything. My team will get you connected with each of them. And thank you for being on today. We're doing an entire series for the remainder of this month and into next on energy. So I'm going to help you guys get it all back. This was the overview, the whole kit and caboodle. Now we break each one of these down into their individual components and show you how to solve them at home. It's super easy. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Until then.